Greetings, people of the world! Matthew back with you here at Novora Autism for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. It is Year 2, Day 45 for EDSS and the Realm Reborn. And last time, we returned to Mordona after giving the good tidings to the Elder Seedseer and Gridania of our victory over Ramuh, and then, after that, we tried to gain a greater understanding of how we may be able to deal with our primary antagonists, the Ascians. And then, at the conclusion of the episode, Slathborn here sent us to instruct a new adventurer on just how you hold your own around here. So, we certainly gave her a good lesson, but let's see what Slathborn wants us to do next, here as we continue in the main story of patch 2.3. So let's speak with Slathborn and take on... We're not going to take on Magitechnical difficulties. Can't get it out. What we will do is take on the challenge entitled Picking Up the Sledge. Slathborn is concerned for the Scion's receptionists. Gods, would you look at all these people. Seems they're carting in adventures by the wagon load, and more than a few are eager to wrap on the Scion's store. I wonder if this constant flow of aspiring heroes is what has Tataru looking so perturbed. Might be she could use a friend a year, Alright. Yeah, I mean, if people want to join in the organization that the Warrior of Light is involved in, I mean, it should not come as that much of a surprise that people would want to get involved. Like, we want to help your cause to defeat the Primals too! So, let's see if we can find our good friend Tataru. There she is, right over there. Hey there, Tataru.
Hello, Edie! What might I... Oh, Slathborn thought I could use a friend, did he? What a sweet man! Though I did not think my fretting so obvious. Well, I suppose there's no sense in hiding it now. 'Tis time to reveal my little secret.
And what would that be?
It quite suits me, don't you think? But 'tis not simply for show. I've been learning the mining trade.
Oh, really? So, you want to get your hands down and dirty, huh?
Why, you might ask? Ah, therein lies the source of my dour demeanor. Ever since we relocated to the Rising Stones, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have stepped out from behind the curtain, so to speak. Our victories over the Empire have granted us a certain degree of fame, and many budding adventurers have travelled from far with the intention of joining our ranks. And while I welcome each new member that takes up our cause, we have too little coin!
Oh, that's unfortunate.
As I'm sure you're aware, we are a strictly neutral organization, and ensuring that neutrality means limiting the funds we accept from outside sources. The Scions do receive various means of support from the three major nations, and the Leveilleur twins are quite generous with their families' coffers, yet this modest income cannot keep pace with our day-to-day expenses. There are also the sundry donated materials, of course. Those are delivered to the Adventurers Guild and swiftly allocated to the expansion of Remnant's Hall. While I'll cheerfully leave the toppling of primals to you, 'tis my duty to balance the books and fight the demons of debt. On my honor as receptionist, I will raise the necessary coin with my own two hands. I even paid for this sturdy mining attire out of my own purse. Which makes it doubly aggravating that my custom-made sledgehammer has yet to arrive. I scrimped and saved especially for that tool. Edie, if you would help me see the Scions survive this physical disaster, then I would ask you to travel to the Blacksmith's Guild in Limsa and demand they hand over my commission at once. Oh, and regarding your travel expenses, I'll have to check our available funds.
Well, you don't need to worry about that. That's why I accumulate so much money, is to be able to travel to Aetheryte.
Once you have my sledgehammer, pray leave it with Philemon. I shall be digging up riches the best I can with the equipment I have. Crystal clusters, here I come!
Alright there. Let's hope that Tataru isn't getting in over her head. But yes, we've been asked to go home to our Grand Company's home, Limsa. So, we'll be back with you in a moment. Alright, and we have arrived at the Blacksmith's Guild here in the southwest corner of the upper decks of Limsa. So, let's go ahead and speak with the Guildmaster, Brythal. What can I do for you, lad? If you're looking to sign up, Randolph over there will run you through the initiation. You're here about the commission. Something was delivered. Now that is passing strange. unless it were an ale-induced dream. I'm fairly certain Mistress Tataru's tool was shipped off days ago. I'm not like to forget the forging of a sledge what needed flowers engraved on the head. Really? Could be the porter met with misfortune on the road. If the blokes we employ are in town, then you'd find them south of the Octant, on one of them empty landings. Seeing as they've had not word one way or the other though, I'd be of a mind to cast some doubt on their whole operation. Ugh, what an upsetting business. I might need a pint or two to put it all behind me. So, we will express some doubt to the Prickly Porter south of the Octant. And the Octant, for those of you who are not aware, is part of the lower decks. Yeah, for those of you who remember back to Year 1, this is the exact same music they used for Hatching Tide back in Year 1. So, I do believe that the closest place for us to go will probably be the Fisherman's Guild, because it's very possible that the person we're looking for might be at the docks to go to somewhere. Yeah, pretty much not all that far away. And I do believe I can access where I need to go by going this direction. Yeah, looks pretty straightforward to me. Past the Rogues Guild. Yeah, we showed that off a few weeks ago. Yeah, here's our Prickly Porter. Hey, you.
Bugger off, I've work to do.
Oh, yeah? Well, you don't seem very busy to me, so therefore, I am going to doubt your work ethic.
Hey, a delivery from the smithies to Moldona. How the bloody hell shall I know? I just hold the crates. Hang on a moment, you said Moldona, eh? Me mate was meant to see a shipment up to Remnant Soul a while back, but took ill just before he was due to leave. Not to worry, I said. I'll take it there of me very own. Ah, bugger it. Well, we got bleeding busy, didn't we? And I figured someone had come looking for their precious package didn't arrive any road. And here you are. The crate you want is back there someplace marked and all. You can grab it your own self.
Yeah. Box for Tataru is right here. And man, this thing is huge. Be sure we can carry the contents, because yeah, we're taking a whole box. But we were asked to deliver this to Philemon over at the Rising Stones, so we will go ahead and do that. Back in a moment. And so we have arrived back at the Rising Stones here in Mordona, so we want to speak with Philemon, and Ida is even here.
Greetings, Edie. Tataru made mention of a missing delivery. Were you able to coax her commission from the Blacksmith's Guild?
Here it is.
Wonderful. I shall keep it here with me until Tataru returns from a mining expedition. She is not one to approach matters by half, is she? The Rising Stones couldn't ask for a more able administrator. Still, I am somewhat worried for her well-being. I realize Tataru means to mine and not more, but even the outskirts of Remnant's Toll are not free of prowling dangers.
Of course not.
Would you mind tracking her down, our industrious Lalafell, and see that she has not come to harm? As far as I'm aware, Tataru intended to start her digging in the hills near the Tangle. You may have to call out to her to attract her attention.
So, Tataru is to be found mining northeast of the Tangle. First, make your way to the destination marker. With the chat mode in Say, use your keyboard or software keyboard to enter any phrase that contains the name Tataru to attract the receptionist's attention. Yeah, so that's basically all we have to do, is just say Tataru! And we'll get her attention. And of course, it said any phrase that has the word Tataru in it. Which means that you could type in, if you had, if you're a person with a disgusting mind, you probably could be someone who would probably say just the worst possible thing to Tataru. And she, due to how the AI functions in this game, she would think nothing of it. Because I'm pretty sure that there's been more than a few people who have played this game, gotten to this point, and told, enter a phrase containing Tataru at the destination point, and they'll just put in something that's really gross, really disturbing, or really inappropriate. So this is the destination we have to stand on. So let's get ourselves around. And so now, at the destination point, what we have to do is just enter... We have to have chat mode and say. Then we can just say Tataru. I'm gonna add in the exclamation point for good measure. And... there she is.
Breaking rock and splitting stone, I'll raise a fortune on my own. Delving deep for precious ore, I'll take a rest and dig some more.
Well, she certainly seems to enjoy what she's doing. Until a Morbol comes to say hello. Yeah, you can tell it's got a beeline on her.
Toss aside the pebbles, toss aside the dirt, toss aside who shirk their work.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for a Morbol not to hear that clanking of the pickaxe.
I'll make much better progress once Edie brings back my sledgehammer. Yes, I might even make enough money to indulge a little. Blood currant tarts and morning tea every single day. Was that someone calling my name?
Yeah, there was someone calling your name. But it wasn't this Morbol. Yeah, you're striking the pickaxe caught its attention. Yeah. Yeah, she has reason to be scared. Yeah, now Tataru running for her life. Thankfully, she's quick enough to outrun the Morbol. But we have a lot of health to save, so we better do it now. We're going to avoid unnecessary conflicts as much as we possibly can in order to accomplish this. Alright, Tataru. Forsooth, I have arrived! A sickly sweet odor overwhelms you. How can the odor of a Morbol be sweet? There is no legitimacy to that statement. Take that. You're down. Hey there, Tataru.
Great 12 above! I thought I may have eaten my last currant tart for a moment there. Thank you ever so much. I believe this past time I returned to the Rising Stones.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. So, let's make a quick warp back to said Rising Stones. Now that we have rescued our little friend Tataru, let's hope that her experience wasn't too much of a discouragement for her. So back to the Rising Stones. Yeah, there's Tataru. Out of her mining gear and back into her old outfit.
Edie, I must thank you again. I received my commission from Philemon. The floral engraving is absolutely perfect. After nearly becoming dinner for a Morbol, though, I'm not so eager to head back out into the field.
I don't blame you.
In any case, no more solo mining trips for me. I'll be sure to drag along one or two handy adventurer types to serve as bodyguards. I suppose I'll have to pay them, though. Well, no matter. That simply means I'll need to dig twice as hard.
And with that, we pick up 2,000 gil plus 3 cordials. A sweet fermented concoction that instantly restores 300 gold GP. That would be gathering points, for those of you not familiar. So, Tataru has our next challenge, so let's take it. A challenge entitled Guardian of Eorzea. Tataru would have you indulge the attention of your young admirers.
You have been spared an immeasurable help as...
Oh, you've been spared. Skipping lines again.
You've been an immeasurable help as always, Edie, but can you perhaps spare a little more of your time? To put the matter simply, the Doman children have been shouting about you endlessly. 'Twould mean the world to them to see their hero again.
And so, this will start with Yozan. Looks like all the children of Eorzea are here. So let's speak with Yozan. And see what he has to say. Hey there, Yozan.
Look, it's Mr. Edie! He's back from his adventures! We heard you were off fighting primals, and that they are some of the strongest enemies you could ever face! I wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our very own Doman Adventurers Guild to protect all the Domans. Oh, do you think you could train us today, Mr. Edie? Mayhap you could show us how you fought the primals?
What's all this commotion then? Well, approaching the children now are these two.
Mr. Boulder and Mr. Coultonay, did you know that Mr. Edie is back?
So it would seem. Welcome home, Edie. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I am known as Hoary Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Coultonay. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat.
Oh, I told you, Mr. Boulder, we are not younglings anymore, we are adventurers! And we were just asking Mr. Edie if he could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside him, don't you?
Maybe a little too soon? Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordona are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter-proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Edie? A demonstration of skill at arms, if you will.
Hori, if I didn't know you better, and I say I do, I'd say you were merely seeking out to test yourself against the legend.
Well, mayhaps I am. But what matters the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson? What say you, Edie? Would you content to spar with me?
Yeah, I think,
If you're so willing, I would be happy to oblige you.
Huzzah! We're to have a tournament! Come on, everyone, we must prepare our gear for an outing!
And so, away they go.
Do not try to disappoint them.
Have faith, Coultonay. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make this a worthy contest. The fields to the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our bout.
Well, a big burly swordsman like you, I think he'll be a good challenge. And so, let's go and make our way out of Remnant's Hole. And, well, actually going back into Remnant's Hole proper, of course, we're still in the Rising Stones. It's just another one of those days where I'm derping my butt off. But, nonetheless, let's go ahead, mount my Chocobo, and head eastward to have a match with Hoary Boulder, the swordsman. So, not all that far to make this particular journey this time around. And so, yes, he awaits us right here. So for this challenge, unfortunately, my Chocobo cannot be a part of it. We have to do this on our own. We have to prove our worth. And so, Hoary Boulder,
'twas good of you to agree to this, Edie. I trust you are ready to begin?
And for some reason, they're asking us if our air level is above 50, it'll be synced. Well, we're maxed out. 50 is as high as you can go. You can't go any higher than 50. And so...
Very well. Let us not keep the younglings waiting any longer.
Ahem, Hori, are you certain you wish to fight him alone? That is Edie you face.
What better way to test my mettle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas this hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without Edie to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today.
Your point is well made, but remember, this is for the children's sake as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I will shall add my spells to your blade work.
I guess Hoy agrees.
Hello? You haven't begun yet, have you?
What's going on?
Yeah, there's Zeta, cause yeah, looks like we're gonna have more of an audience than just the children.
Ida? Who are all these people?
The Signs of the Seventh Dawn.
I mean, you're just recruited to them, you should know who they are.
When I heard about your spying match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on.
Yes, and there are still more to come. When I mentioned Edie's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems but a sickly shade in comparison. You'd best claim victory, Bringer of Light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake.
Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder!
Well, you certainly got the children's confidence. We shall soon see. On your guard! Your sword against my lance? Very well. Alright, Hori. Let's dance. Just remember, I'm going to be seeking a lot of altitude here. In addition to that, I am going to be forced to inflict some pain on you. And wow, you done already? Such power! The tails barely do you justice!
Mr. Boulder won't lose, will he?
He's not off to a good start.
It's not over yet, it can't be!
Aye, these children have the right to beat.
This time I join the fray. On your feet, Ori.
Well, now that Coultonnet is in the fight, we now have to start attacking him too. All the while avoiding the AoE abilities of Hori Boulder. Although I always have wondered, why did they name him Hori Boulder? And for those of you wondering why I'm attacking Coultonnet first, well, as you noticed, he was able to heal Hori, so obviously we have to deal with him first. Now we can focus on Hori and complete the challenge. Now we're seeking a lot of altitude here, but boy, he actually did a pretty good job of damaging me. But thankfully I held my own.
But Mr. Edie is so strong, you can't give up, Mr. Boulder.
Can't disappoint the younglings. Yeah, he gets his second wind. But yeah, this is actually pretty close right now. I just hope I can endure and survive. And it looks like I will. Oh, come on. Get him. Get him. No. No. No, not when I'm so close. No. Come on. Well, it's right there. There we go. Now we've got him for good. We've prevailed. Well, are the two of you satisfied? You have bested me. I yield. Yeah, sorry kids.
That was incredible! He beat them both at the same time!
We know you couldn't lose, Edie. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea.
Now I see why they send you to deal with the primals. I've much work to do if I'm ever to attempt the same.
Yeah, it seems like Olimar Dona, all of Revlon's Toll came out for this one. Well, the two of you, how are you? How are you feeling after your match?
Impressive as always, Edie. 'Tis ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. And judging by the smiles on these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea. Yes, that is a most fitting title. Do you recall when we first met? 'Twas at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartano. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why Grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw expended towards their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles that their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius and the order he proposed to enforce. The Legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Were it not for a desire to continue grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable.
But now?
'Twas you who convinced me of the salvation of Eorzea was possible. 'Twas you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsire sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people, these wonderful, oft infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after terrible blow, only to drag themselves back to their feet to face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe grandfather's admiration for this inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish. A wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I too will endeavour to take up the mantle of Guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the scions of the Seventh Dawn alone. No, what is needed to tackle the root of the primal threat and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians is a new, expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones.
Of course, they're Alpha Node. Yeah, so he wants to found something that can be perhaps connected to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn or associated with them. But we'll see what he has in mind for us in the next episode. So, we will speak with Alpha Node on his plans for his particular organization next time. So, with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. And when I join you again, we will make our way back to the Rising Stones to speak with Alpha Node on the plans that he has to launch the organization that he has in mind. So until next time, everyone, this is Matthew at Novora Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.